It's that time of year where it's getting a little cool. Welcome to Pick Six, where we cover six teams in the NFL, that being the Raiders, the Cowboys, the Niners, the Packers, the Chargers, and our very, very, very upsetting Steelers.
Mm.
I am tired, man. Today I am exhausted, and I don't know what I'm exhausted. Is it just work because crammed in so much work in a short week because it's Thanksgiving, or am I just exhausted from Sunday's game that had me on a high just to let me down? I don't know which one it was.
I was gonna ask you that too, man. It was a tough week for Steelers fans.
All right, so let's get into it, Eric. Here we go. Week 13.
Week 13.
Wow, that's crazy. Damn. Okay. No, I mean December football is right around the corner, man. So it's exciting.
All right, I'm in a little good spirit. All right, I wasn't a complete loser this week. All right, I won a little bit. There was a little silver lining on my end. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into these picks. Or let's do the recap of last week. So, the reigning, defending, undisputed pick six champ of the world is at a record of 37-24-1. Cholo Trucker, you dropped down a game last week.
Yeah.
Your record's now 36-25-1. The deciding game last week, beating the Santa Clara, the Niners, defeating the Carolina Panthers primetime on Monday Night Football.
On Monday Night Football for everybody to see. Mm-hmm. They do it to me again. Okay, this is getting ridiculous, man. Right when I'm thinking that just maybe we can actually bridge the gap and come to an understanding, they do something like this. They go and they win just to spite me. That is it. That's the only reason why they go win. But let's go ahead. Let's get into it, man. What do we got coming up? Because it's a short week. Usually it's just a short week for two teams. This time it's a short week for six teams.
Yeah. And we'll get into one of those or two of those six teams. All right. For this one, we have the Packers going into Ford Field to play the Lions. This is the early game on the Thanksgiving slate. As it always is, Detroit always hosts the early game. I'm not exactly sure why. All right. Packers 7-3-1 coming off a win against Minnesota. Lions 7-4 coming off a win against the New York Football Giants, a Jameis Winston-led New York Football Team Giants. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not like that impressed with either of these teams' wins. I guess a little bit more of Green Bay, but I'm not like putting that much on the Packers winning either. But I think this is a good matchup.
Well, this is a divisional matchup, right? With the
NFC North.
Lions. Yeah, NFC North with the Lions and the Packers. And this is going to be where?
In Detroit.
In Detroit, man. You know, I don't know, though. I don't know the genesis to it on why the Lions were the team that would always play on Thanksgiving. Well, now, you know, them and the Cowboys. I don't know the genesis to it. But so going into the season, I had high hopes for both of these teams, right? And I think I had more high hopes for the Lions than I did than the Packers. Now that we're this far into the season, I probably have a little bit more high hopes for the Packers. Even then, they're somewhere, somewhere in the middle. They're doing pretty okay, I guess. I don't even want to say pretty good. They're just doing pretty okay. The fact that it's a divisional rival, I like that. It being in Detroit, I got to favor Detroit on this one, man. The Packers haven't really wowed me. but they haven't really disappointed that much either. Like I said, did I have high hopes for the Packers to a certain degree? But I was never really completely sold on the Packers. So I think this game could go either way. But if I have to choose one, I'm gonna go Lions. They're at home. It's their tradition. I got Lions on this one.
Detroit typically does struggle on Thanksgiving Day. I'm not sure what it is. I'm pretty sure they won last season because Chicago forgot that they had a timeout. So I do think that they broke that curse at least last season.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So now that they're just kind of turned around since that curse is no more. Man. Kind of like you said, I do have a little bit higher hopes for the Lions. Both of these teams haven't been playing to the caliber that I expected either of these teams to play. Okay.
Right.
With the Packers, after week 1, you thought that they were the best team in the NFL. Then as time went on, they lost to teams like the Browns, a few other teams. Even though they're winning, they're not looking that impressive. Their defense is good. Offensively, they can't put up that many points. That's a bit of a problem with the Packers. With the Lions, I don't really even know what it is. Sometimes it's just like kind of hot and cold, although they are better on most Sundays and most weeks than they are worse, I guess. So I do favor the Lions. I'm not being biased because I guess I am wearing Lion colors, right? Give me Detroit. Give me Detroit. I hope it's going to be a very good game. I think it should be a very good game. And yeah.
Who scores first in this game?
I think the Packers score first.
Okay.
I think the Packers score maybe a field goal first.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Packers to score first on this game as well, man. But all right, so we both go Detroit on that one. In a blowout, is it a high scoring game?
If the Packers defense could hold the Lions offense, it's going to be a close game. If they can't do that, I don't see Jordan Love and the Packers offense keeping pace with the Lions offense. I just don't see it happening. Their key to win is to be able to stop the Lions offense, because so far it seems like the Packers offense hasn't put up that many points. I'm not saying that they can't. I'm not saying it's impossible, but that's just really not what they've been doing too often.
The Lions are going to have to keep it close to stay in the game, man. If the the Packers are going to have to keep it close to stay in the game. If the Lions get a nice, good lead, yeah, I don't think the Packers catch up.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Next, we have another Thanksgiving matchup. How about that, too? We get two this year. How about that? This one is not a primetime one. It's an afternoon slate between the Cowboys, who are 500 after playing 11 games.
Nice.
Ain't that something?
Nice. Everybody do the math on that. I like that.
All right, you got the Cowboys 5-5-1 hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like we haven't talked about the Chiefs that much this season. I feel like we haven't covered them that much this year. All right, Cowboys coming off a win against the Philadelphia Eagles. Then you got the Chiefs coming off a win against Indiana Jones and the Colts. I'm way more impressed with the Cowboys. I don't know how many times I've ever said that. I'm very impressed with what I saw from the Cowboys. They were down 21-0 in the first half. The Cowboys defense gave up 0 points after that. And Dak Prescott was able to lead the Cowboys to come back and win that game, 24-21. So, I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due, right?
Yeah, that was a little bit of a miracle, man. Who are the Chiefs coming off of? Who did they play?
The Colts.
The Colts. Okay. No, yeah, you're right about the Cowboys, man, and the comeback and everything. You know, when you were watching that game, it was just kind of like, oh well, I guess it's over now. And no, actually, it wasn't, man. They came back. They showed hard. They showed some fight. I was able to see Jerry Jones up there, all excited, doing his thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. So The Kansas City Taylor Swift.
6-5 Chiefs.
6-5. You know, man, I'll tell you, if they were on their way to becoming a dynasty, man, they just dropped it. Now, they probably still can, Eric. What if they go undefeated for the rest of the season? They're still going to be an elite team. Nobody's talking about these guys right now because nobody has seen this team in the position that they're at right now.
Yeah.
This far into the season, this team has not been in this position in years now. So everybody's kind of looking at this team like, you know what? These Chiefs, they're not what they once were, which wasn't that long ago. It's not like we're talking about 10 years ago or something like that. Like, no, man. I mean, just recent. But I still think they could be that team, man. If they win, like I said, if they win out, they're still an elite team. So this game is in Arlington, right?
Yep.
Man, you know what?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Okay, it's a tough one because we're all believing that KC is struggling.
I'm not buying that yet.
It's a tough one because people aren't looking at KC because everything else that's going on in the AFC West. People are looking at KC with still this many games left to go. I mean, not to say that there's many more games, but if you really think about it, they went out from here. They got a pretty damn good record. I'm going KC on this one. I think they take it to the Cowboys.
Okay. See, part of me actually wants to pick Dallas, and I didn't do that last week, and they did win.
Do it.
Okay.
All right. So risk.
Let's just talk about that. I'm the reigning, defending, undisputed pick six champ. I don't need to make risks right now.
Come on, everybody. Peer pressure him. Triple dog dare him. This is the champ we're talking about. He's not taking any chances. Come on, everybody. Come on. He's supposed to be the champ.
The sound of desperation from the challenger. No, man. Seriously, I liked what I saw from Dallas last week. They're 5-5-1, though. You know, that takes a while to say. Okay, you have to say three numbers. That's weird.
Hey, that one was a hard-fought game.
It was.
You got to give them some sort of credit for that one.
It was. They have been looking better throughout the weeks, I will say, even when they haven't been winning. The defense has been stepping up a little bit. I'm not bought into the fact that the Chiefs aren't a good football team anymore or aren't a contender anymore. I'm not buying into that. I won't believe it until I see them get eliminated from the playoff contention or from the playoffs in general. Okay, they have the talent. They still have the talent. Some of the talent may be a little bit older, like a guy like Travis Kelce. They also do have some young talent on the offensive side as well. I'm not buying into it. I think they do win this game, man. It's not an easy pick. It really isn't. At this point, at this stage in Mahomes' career and in Dak Prescott's career, who do I trust more? I trust Patrick Mahomes. That's really what it comes down to.
Okay.
I don't think Dak has had that many defining moments in his career, man. I'm not saying he's not good, but when you compare it to Patrick Mahomes, man, it's almost like betting against Tom Brady. Almost. I'm not gonna say it is. Okay.
Why isn't KC at the top of their game?
The AFC's been getting better, I think. Denver,
okay.
Denver's built a really good culture over there. I don't think they're winning the division. That's for sure. Even if they make the playoffs, Denver's got that division on lock.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Guy really rooting for his For his sleeper team. Okay.
And like I said, it's no longer a sleeper team. All
yeah,
right?
no, not this
You
far.
you can't. We're not taking people jumping on the bandwagon or the horse wagon in this case. It ain't happening. All right. I did that before the season started.
Hey, but by the way, KC Cowboys, I'm predicting a pretty good game. Oh no, you know what? Okay, just as I said that, I'm actually gonna predict a horrible game now.
I could see KC blowing Dallas out. I can't see Dallas blowing out the Chiefs though.
That's not happening. That's not happening. It's not happening. I'm telling everybody right now, Cowboys are not blowing. They might win the game. Cowboys might win this game, but they will not blow out KC. However, if you reverse the tables, KC, they can and most likely are going to blow out them boys at home and have Jerry Jones crying, man.
Boy, look, shout out all the Cowboy fans. Shout out George Pickens. That guy is balling out.
He is. They're keeping him happy over there, man. He's the man.
He's the man. If I saw right, he is in second in the league for receiving yards. We'll get to that in a little later. Okay, I'm not going to go on a rant right now. We'll get into that a little later. I do have some steam right now, but you know what? Let me calm down a little bit. Let's talk about a neutral game. All right, let's talk about the Vegas Raiders walking into SoFi Stadium to play the Chargers. Who's the home team for this game? I'll let you decide. I'm not going to say who. Raiders are 2-9 coming off a loss against the Browns. Chargers 7-4 coming off a bye week. Now, I did watch the majority of this Raider-Brown game. And let me tell you something. It is very concerning how far apart the Browns are to the Raiders. Both teams were 2-8 going into this game. The Browns were the much better team. That is very concerning. It wasn't even close. It was a blowout.
Yeah.
And they were facing a quarterback making his first NFL start.
Okay. Everybody, all the Raider fans, listen up right now. Okay. You can take over SoFi. You can. Steelers take over SoFi. Niners take over SoFi. Anybody can take over SoFi. Okay.
That's not going to help your team win. We know.
If you want to help your team, I'm talking to Raider fans here. If you want to help your team, don't attend this game.
Oh.
Do not attend. Let there be empty seats. They know that the Raiders are going to show up and sell that whole sucker out, just like the Steelers do whenever Steelers go there. Do not attend this game. Send a message to the organization that you are not putting up with this. Don't attend this game. Now, are they going to listen? No. They want to go out there, want to do the tailgate, they want to drink their beers. Yeah, cool, man. We're Raider friends and everything and be all cool with it. And meanwhile, your team is on the verge of being the worst team in history. This team is so bad. I don't even want to cover them anymore.
Oh,
I'm being real. The Raiders are so terrible.
Hey, Rams are having a really good season.
You know what?
We used to cover the Rams.
We used to cover the Rams. Look, the Raiders may be much more popular than the Rams, but I'd rather watch a Rams game. I'd much rather watch a Rams game. Just being honest. I'm just throwing it out there. The only reason why we're covering the Raiders is because they're popular. Outside of that, it is just gosh awful watching those games. It is terrible. That organization just needs to get completely blown up. And I'm not even really sure. You know what? Look, I like Pete Carroll. And I still think he has a home there, or he should, but I mean, there's all kinds of things going on, man. It's all bad. It's all bad. And just like you said, both the Raiders and the Browns only had what, 2 wins?
Yeah, they had the same record going into this game.
And the Browns blew them out. The Browns blew them out. It wasn't even competitive. That's how terrible this team is.
Yeah.
Raider fans, do not attend this game. They know. Believe me. Because I heard it with the Steelers. Like, oh man, when they come to SoCal, Steelers take over. Yes, we do. Okay. They know that their biggest fan base for the Raiders is here in SoCal. Crickets, man. Don't go to the game. Have that parking lot empty. Have that stadium empty. Send a message. You're not doing yourselves any favors by selling that sucker out, going over there and waving your Raider flags and everything. You think you're cool because that's all they really care about, man. They just care about being Raider fans. They don't even care about the Raiders. It's like they just want to drink their beers and just, Raiders, toast. No, send a message, send a direct message that you will not put up with this garbage anymore, because that is exactly what they're putting out there on that field. And I'm sick and tired of watching Raider games. I'm watching this game for the Chargers. I'm not watching this game for the Raiders. I'm watching this game because we cover the Chargers. Yes, we cover the Raiders, but I'm doing it in protest.
Wow.
I'm tired of it, dog. I don't want to waste my life watching garbage.
I'm trying to put myself in Raiders fans' shoes. What I mean by that is, I can't imagine what it's like to be a season ticket holder.
Oh.
I would be so mad. I'd almost want a refund with how bad they've been. You know what I mean? Because we don't get the luxury of being able to be season ticket holders, being Steeler fans in SoCal. So we don't really get that luxury out here. All right. Yeah, man, I'd be pissed to watch stuff like that week in and week out. It's insane, man. It really is. And it's to the point where they still have Geno Smith starting. I'm convinced that they have Geno Smith starting still so that they could get a better spot in the draft, because there is no reason for him to continue to be starting. None at all.
A Raider fan reached out to me, right? Because I put some of these little clips on Instagram. A Raider fan reached out to me and said they need to tank in order to, get a good draft pick, right?
They've been tanking.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And then they saw another clip that I put, and then they said, oh, watch, Raiders are going to win this weekend. And I said, I thought they're tanking so they can get a good draft pick. Now you're saying that they're going to win this weekend, which was this past weekend against the Browns. And I said, oh, yeah, well, they can't lose because then Pete Carroll will get fired. Have your get-togethers, drink your alcohol in your freaking in your garage parties, and do your high fives and everything. You're sending the worst message. You're sending the worst message to the Raiders organization that you will put up with this. That no matter what, they just feed you trash, that you will eat it up and say, "Can I have another?" That's what you're doing, Raider fans. That is what you're doing. Don't show up to the game. Don't. Cancel your tickets. Sell them. Do whatever you got to do. Don't go tailgating. Leave SoFi completely empty. Don't show up. Send that message. Because I'd be down with it, man. If that were the Steelers, I'd be down with it. If the Steelers, now look, the Steelers haven't been having a good season. All right, they haven't been having a great season, I should say. All right, they're doing, they're doing all right, but the expectations weren't all that high. But if that is the product that they're putting out on that field, I'm not so sure I would have gone to the game. Now, it was already a horrible experience going there because they got blown out.
Yeah.
But if that was the product, I think I'd be cool with just saying like, hey, you know what, man? Let's protest, man. Let's protest. We're not gonna put up with this nonsense.
I want to hold off on the Steelers a little bit, just
Let's
because
hold off on them. But
I feel like I have a lot
that,
to say.
I wanted to get that point across to Raider fans because all this, hey man, win or lose, ride or die, man. We're going. You're telling them to keep on putting out that trash and that you're going to keep on eating up the scraps from the ground. Stop it. Force them. But oh well. All that being said, I got the Chargers.
Nothing you want to say about the Chargers?
They're going to win.
Okay. Yeah, Chargers are going to win.
That's my sleeper team, by the way, man.
That's all we got for you Charger fans. You guys are winning on Sunday.
You guys are winning, man. You guys are winning. So
congratulations.
You know what? I will tell you this. I could see it be a little bit of a closer game. I could just it's a divisional rival. We'll see. But I got Chargers winning.
Go get them, Chargers. Go get them.
Yeah.
All right. Now we have the San Francisco 49ers going into Cleveland to play Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. 49ers 8-4 coming off a win against Carolina. Just so you know, I'm looking at you through the screen right now. All right. And the Browns are 3-8 coming off a win against the Las Vegas Raiders, a convincing win against the Las Vegas Raiders. Niners, not so much. It was a bit of an ugly, bit of a sloppy win, but hey, they still came out with the win. That's all I needed them to do.
Yeah, man. I'm sure you did. I don't know what's up with the schedule. They're playing the Panthers, followed by the Browns. Like, what's going on? What's up with these softballs, man? Like, come on, man. I don't know what's going on with this Niners schedule. Why they gotta pick on people? You know what I mean? It's like they're going and picking on. They want to go and pick a fight with somebody that's in a wheelchair. Like, what is it with them, man? They're being bullies, man.
They don't play the Raiders, though. I wouldn't go that far because they don't play the Raiders.
Oh, they're going to play the team that beat the Raiders. Okay, so they want to save face. I guess they could say, hey, we didn't play the Raiders, but we're going to play the team that beat the Raiders. Look how cool and great we are. Oh, those Niners, man. I'll tell you. Look. All right, so they're going into Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're in the time of weather, man. We're in the time of weather. Like weather
there we are.
Weather is hitting, Gosh, the Browns look good. The Browns look good last week.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. I'm not telling a lie. The Browns looked good last week. Because all it takes is for the other team to look terrible.
Sometimes.
I you know what, man? I gotta go with the Niners here.
Oh,
I gotta go with the Niners. I can't. Look. I went with my heart, right? Where my heart was at last week. Okay. My heart's still in that same position this week. But I'm going to go with my mind. Okay. I'm going to go with my mind. Do not get it wrong, Niners. My heart is still in that same position. But I'm going to go with my mind here. Because you're a big bully over there picking on, the little small freaking Cleveland Browns and Carolina Panthers and everything. Come on, man. So I go Niners on this one.
Yeah, you think they're the seniors picking on the freshmen or something? Is that what you think they are?
On the kindergarteners.
Oh, that's something else.
You know what I mean? And then do you know what this was? This was Dominic Mysterio beating down Mini John Cena. like we saw on Monday Night Raw.
Oh,
You know, like he doesn't want to face the real John Cena, so he faced mini John Cena and he beat him to the ground, man. And I just thought, yeah, I actually liked that segment. That was really funny, but it's not funny in this case. Like, good gosh, man, you're picking on just little Carolina Panthers and Cleveland Browns. Like, give them people have families, but the Niners don't care about them, man. They're bullies. That's why I got no respect for them.
Like Austin Powers picking a fight with Mini-Me. Okay.
Exactly. But I gotta go with the Niners on this one.
You know, as weird as it is to say, I could see Cleveland winning this game.
That'd be nice.
It's just weird. Cleveland's a weird place to play. You got the Niners. They lost last time they were in Cleveland. Browns still do have a pretty solid defense. Offensively, I don't know. They looked all right under Shedeur Sanders. You're talking about against the Las Vegas Raiders, though.
Mm-hmm.
I do think this is a game that the Niners should win. This is definitely a trap game potential. This has potential to be a trap game. I'm just not completely buying into it. Although I will be biting into a lot of turkey and ham and pumpkin pie today, I'm not buying it. I'm not biting into the fact that this is going to be a trap game. I just don't see it, man. I think it's going to be another sloppy game for the Niners because it's like they've been playing great football. Okay, I'm being real here. They haven't been playing all that great football. They've just been kind of getting by. That's probably what's going to happen on Sunday. It might be a very low-scoring game. Brock Purdy has been playing all that well. Yeah, it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be a close game. It probably it shouldn't be. The Niners should dominate, but I don't think they will.
I could see that. I could see that because the Niners, I've said it before, they're like that pretty boy, cool kid, and Cleveland, it's like a rough town. It's too rough for the Niners. You know what I mean? Like that town, that city, just the atmosphere, it's more roughneck, rough around the edges. And the Niners are like that cool kid with a cool haircut and everything. And I just, no, man, get them, Browns. Go get them, Browns. Go get them. Tear them apart, man.
He's rooting for a division rival here.
On this game, yes.
That's how much he hates the Niners.
You know what? It wasn't even like that. It wasn't even supposed to be there like that. It wasn't even supposed to go there. They took it there. I didn't. I just want to make that clear. They took it there.
You know what? The high school senior is going to let the kindergartner get at least a few punches in. Okay? He's not just going to – I think it's going to be a close game. Yeah, for some reason.
Yeah, that's sweet of him.
Yeah.
That's sweet of him. Just to let everybody know it's a safe face to say, see, I let him get one or two win.
Yeah.
Nah.
All right, let's talk about this. You got the Steelers hosting the Buffalo Bills 125 game. Probably my favorite start time. Yeah. Steelers 6-5 coming off a loss against Chicago. Bills 7-4 coming off a loss against Houston. They had a problem in Houston. How ironic. Where do we start? Let's start with this game that happened at Soldier Field. Okay. Mason Rudolph got the start. I don't know.
Which wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
I think people are over-exaggerating with the Mason Rudolph performance. I don't think he played that bad. The lone interception he had, that was a great play by the cornerback, by the way. He climbed the ladder, man. Okay? What was bad was that 2-minute drill. That, I will say, was bad out of Mason Rudolph. Other than that, I don't really have that many complaints. I feel like the offense was kind of conservative the majority of the game, doing a lot of dunk passes. I don't know, man.
Okay. All right. here's what I would say. I don't think it was a bad call for Mason Rudolph to start the game. I don't think he did a bad job. Watching the game, I didn't really see Mason Rudolph really messing up that much. Okay, he had that one interception, but like you said, I told you when you were calling the game, I said I don't really blame that on him, man. That was just super great defense. Outside of that, I thought he had a pretty good game, man. I didn't really have anything much to complain. Of course, everything comes down to that third down. That third down with under a minute left, you have no timeouts, 0 timeouts. You need to get a first down. I don't understand the play call. I don't understand if it was an audible. I don't understand who screwed up where, but that was one of the worst plays that you could have ran in that situation. I think there was like 25 seconds left. No timeouts. Third down. So even if you don't get the first down, it's not that you could get up to the line of scrimmage and spike the ball because it's going to be fourth down.
Yeah.
And you go for a little short pass. It was like in between the hash marks. Like it was the most ridiculous play I've seen all season long from any team. One of the dumbest, one of the most idiotic calls, man. I don't know who formed that play call. If it came from the sidelines, Mason Rudolph should have switched it up himself and said, I'm not going to do that. That is a ridiculous call because if we do not get that first down, we cannot spike the ball and game is over. We do not have time to get Boswell out here. We don't have time for anything. We immediately need to get up to the ball and make sure that we get a first down. That Eric, it was the dumbest thing I've seen. The dumbest thing this season thus far. It is the dumbest play I've seen in that situation.
Okay, I'm glad you said this season because we did talk about the Chicago Bears.
Right.
Just for some reason last Thanksgiving. This season, yes, I do agree. It was terrible. It was a stupid play call. Okay, even the fact that they threw it inbounds. Okay, because you throw a 1 yard, 2 yard pass to the sideline. That's still a pretty bad play call in that situation. But at least you're stopping the clock. That didn't even happen, which makes it even worse. All right. I don't know. The positives I got out of this game, Kenneth Gainwell had another good game.
Yes.
Offensively, receivers still really can't get that open. The leading receiver, I think, had like 35 yards. That's not going to work. Steelers have been looking for a receiver too for a good portion of this season. They're probably not going to get one unless they try to get Odell Beckham Jr. because it's the only thing you can get now is free agents because they couldn't trade for one. But they did trade one in the offseason.
Right.
George Pickens is a guy that they traded. Like I said already, he is number 2 for receiving yards this season. I wasn't on board with trading him. Okay, I understand some of the things, some of the issues. I still would have liked to have seen DK and Pickens on the same team just to give it a chance. They decided not to. I don't like where this team's at. I would much rather them lose out than to have another 10-7, 9-8 season and lose in the first round of the playoffs because that's what this team is going to do. Because I don't see any difference between this team, between last season, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't see a difference. I don't. So I would much rather them just lose out.
I mean, look, I think it's important that we do point out the positives, and some of the positives is the running game. You know, yeah. Kenny G was doing good, man. My boy Kenneth Gainwell. Kenny G was lighting it up. Look, they put some points up on the board. They had some good drives. So, I mean, it's not all bad, man. So some of the playing was actually pretty good. They had some pretty damn good drives. Some of the drives took a long time, which isn't bad as long as you score. And you know, if you're not down by so many possessions, but having the other team's offense just sit on the bench and just ride the pine, cool off is actually a good thing as long as you don't have to make up multiple possessions. Leave them there. Let them just cool off, ride that pine while you're out there gaining yard after yard after yard, first down after first down. But to me, Eric, in all reality, man, I don't really even have much complaints other than that bad call. That it was a hard fought game. They made plays when they had to. The running game was working. Kenny G was doing his thing. I was liking what I was seeing. I'm not saying that you know what the way they're playing is gonna take them all the way, but I was actually liking what I was seeing, man. It was some good football, but just that last call. Just that last call. Man, just bring Boswell in. I don't understand. It was so stupid. I don't get it. I want someone to get fired. I want someone to get fired, Eric. Oh. I want somebody to lose their job for that dumb ass call right there. That was the dumbest thing that they could have done, and they did it. And the fact that nobody, including Mason Rudolph, didn't question it to say like, oh, I'm just gonna run with this. No, man, that is the dumbest thing you could have done, especially when you guys could have got the game, especially when it was a hard-fought game.
It was a winnable game.
Yes. I want someone to get fired. I want to see them in the unemployment line. I want to see them applying for EBT card, and they have to live off the damn government cheese. Somebody needs to lose their job over this because that was ridiculous, man. That was a horrible play call.
Okay. Defensively, the past few weeks they were playing pretty well. This week they did make a singular splash play. Then I started to notice the same problem that this defense has been facing the majority of the season. I'm talking almost every game. Every time on live, I said, middle of the field, Bears receiver, Bears tight end, makes a catch. Every single time. How does that continue to happen? And for one, how did that even happen again? Okay. I don't know if they changed the defensive schemes again back to where they had it before, because what they had it the past few weeks, it was working. So I don't know why they would change it. It makes zero sense. They didn't bother to adjust defensively. I don't know, man. I don't see very much. I didn't have that much hope going into this season, specifically because I don't think they made the proper changes that this team needs. I think this team needs a culture change more than anything. I'm not going to point the finger out or anything like that, but I think this team needs a culture change. All right. So going into playing Buffalo and the Bills, they're not playing super crazy, super lights out either, although they're still a really good football team. Okay. Josh Allen can make mistakes here and there. Still a really good quarterback. Aaron Rodgers might be getting a start here. What do you think? Do you think there's a big difference between whether it's Mason Rudolph or Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, surprisingly, no. I don't either. Man. I don't see a big difference. I'm not over here biting my nails, man, in suspense of like, oh man, come on, we need Rodgers back. No, I don't know if we do or don't. I can't, as it stands right now, I'm not even really so sure that he needs to come back. I thought Mason Rudolph, I'm not going to say was doing better than him, but I don't know who's a better quarterback right now.
Yeah, okay, see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like people kind of over exaggerate. I think more because the Steelers lost. Okay. Let's not make it seem like Aaron Rodgers was playing such good football before he
Mm,
got injured, because he wasn't.
right.
Okay, sure. Even in the game where he got hurt against the Bengals, they had a really good first drive. What did the offense do after that in that first half? Nothing. Then he got injured. I I don't think it makes that big of a difference, man. It's the same system no matter what.
Yeah, look, the question is not who's had a better career, because if that's the question, then obviously Aaron Rodgers, much more accomplished quarterback by a country mile. The question is right now, right now. And in reality, it's not like Aaron Rodgers has been lighting it up, man. You know, he's a shell of what he used to be, which is still pretty decent.
Yeah.
He's not the worst quarterback in the NFL, but I don't think Mason is either. You know, I think he's. I'm not even really sure what the right option is here, but I will say this. I will say this. I see the team playing with a little bit more fire under Mason Rudolph. That I will say. So for that reason, I wouldn't mind if they say, "Hey, Rudolph, go ahead and start again." Aaron, sit out another week. Make sure you're 100%. Just to test the waters a little bit, I guess, with Mesa.
It's not gonna happen.
I don't think no, it's not going to
They're
happen.
not
You're,
gonna
you're
do
right.
that.
You're right. It's not going to happen. But when it comes to this game, who do look? I'm gonna pick my Steelers, but that is 1,000% biased.
Yeah.
That is as biased as you can be, because if I were not a Steeler fan, there is no way, no how I would pick the Steelers in this game.
Now look, Steelers were 4-1 at one point in this season. Ravens were 1-5 at that same time. It looked like for certain that the Steelers were going to win the AFC North.
Yeah, it did.
Looking into this week, or I'm sorry, after Sunday, the Baltimore Ravens are in first place in the division. If that doesn't at least raise an eyebrow to the Steelers organization, I don't know what will.
And by the way,
this isn't the first time it happened either.
Right. And by the way, just to make it clear, it did not kick the Steelers into the wild card position.
Oh, yeah.
It kicked them completely out of the playoff. They are in the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they were the division leader and, the Ravens took them, so it kicked them into the wild card. So they're still in the playoff picture. No, it kicked them out of the playoff picture. They are just in the hunt. So they need to start winning some games to try to, if every team that's in the wild card and divisional leaders keep on winning, the Steelers are out of it.
Yeah.
They're going to need some of those teams to drop a couple games. So just to make that clear what the playoff picture looks like, they got kicked out completely. And now they're in the hunt in the hopes that they can win games, and hopefully some of these other teams can lose games.
Yeah, as it pertains to the game, I don't see Buffalo losing. They're already coming off a loss. I think that's going to put more fire in them. I think Buffalo's just a better team. I'm going to be biased. I'm going to say Steelers, but I have no reason to pick the Steelers. I have no reason to say the Steelers. Buffalo's probably gonna be able to beat the Steelers. I don't know, man. And I'm as you are as well. I'm just completely biased here because there is no reason for us to pick the Steelers this week.
Yeah, man. Well, that will do it. That is our picks for week 13. It is Thanksgiving. Eric, what is your favorite piece of food when it comes to Thanksgiving?
Stuffing.
Amen to that. Now, a lot of people don't like stuffing, but that's because they don't know the stuffing that we have.
No.
You
I'll
guys-
say this. I don't really like stuffing outside of the stuffing we eat.
Exactly. You know, all you losers out there that eat just the bread for the stuffing, I laugh at you. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. You know what's crazy? I've never heard anybody say that turkey is their favorite part of the meal, even though that's the main part. It's good. I enjoy it, but yeah, it's not my favorite. I've never heard anybody say that that's their favorite either.
I haven't kept tabs on that too much, but I can't think off the top of my head somebody saying that.
Yeah. Well, hey, everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy football. 3 games all day long, man. It's great. It's great. And with that, you guys choke on your horrible stuffing because you losers you guys don't have stuffing that we have, man. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Week 13.
We'll be live. I'll be live for the game on Sunday too. Okay, so I don't know how much fun I'm gonna be having, but I'll be live for the game.
God, that's gonna be torture. That's gonna be torture.
If you want to see me be tortured, I'll be live.
Go live for the Chargers Raiders game, man.
I'll torture myself even more watching Raider football.
Catch you guys for week 14. Go Steelers.